Seniors, eat these 4 snacks before bed to restore clear vision overnight. Because if you are currently waking up with a foggy curtain over your eyes, or if you find yourself squinting to read the time on the alarm clock each morning, your body is trying to tell you that your eyes are starving for specific nutrients that they can only absorb while you sleep. There is a specific, terrifying moment that I hear about constantly in my practice. A moment that usually happens around 5 p.m. when the sun starts to dip below the horizon and the streetlights flicker on. And suddenly, the road in front of you transforms from a clear path into a confusing, blurry mess of glare and shadows. I can't tell you how many times I've heard a patient sit in that chair across from me, wringing their hands, and confessing that they have stopped driving at night because they simply don't feel safe, or how they've stopped reading their favorite books because the letters seem to dance and blur no matter how many times they wipe their glasses. You might feel nervous, unsafe, or even afraid that this is just the inevitable decline that comes with age, but I am here to tell you that this resignation is unnecessary and that the blurry vision, the difficulty adjusting to darkness, and that gritty, sandy feeling in your eyes are not permanent sentences, but rather warning lights on a dashboard indicating a deficiency that we can fix right inside your kitchen. Most seniors are told to just buy stronger glasses or use lubricating drops that provide relief for exactly 5 minutes before the dryness returns. But those are Band-Aid solutions that ignore the root cause of why your vision is deteriorating, which is a combination of chronic inflammation and a breakdown in the gut-retina connection that accelerates while you sleep. If that sounds helpful, and you are ready to take control of your health with natural solutions, make sure to subscribe so you never miss what's coming next, because we are building a community here dedicated to living stronger, longer. Today, we are going to explore 4 specific, common foods that, when eaten as a bedtime snack, act as a biological key to unlock your body's natural repair mechanisms, clearing out the oxidative rust that accumulates in your eyes during the day and replenishing the delicate tissues of your macula and retina while you dream. The first snack in our vision-restoring arsenal is a creamy, protein-rich powerhouse that you likely already have in your refrigerator, Greek yogurt, but specifically, we are looking at its role in the gut-retina connection. You might be wondering what your stomach has to do with your eyes, but modern science has revealed that the health of your gut microbiome is directly linked to the level of inflammation in your eyes, a concept that changed everything for a patient of mine named Evelyn. Evelyn was 72 when she came to me, and she was devastated because she had recently given up her lifelong passion for painting watercolors. She told me that she could no longer distinguish the subtle differences between shades of blue and green, and that her vision was so cloudy in the mornings that she felt like she was looking through a dirty window that she couldn't clean. Evelyn had been prescribed steroid drops that caused uncomfortable side effects, but she had never addressed the systemic inflammation that was clouding her lens and damaging her retina from the inside out. We started her on a regimen that included a small bowl of Greek yogurt before bed, not just for the calcium, but for the specific strains of probiotics that work to lower the systemic inflammatory markers in the bloodstream. When you eat Greek yogurt, you are introducing beneficial bacteria that actively fight the toxins in your gut which, if left unchecked, leak into your bloodstream and travel to the sensitive capillaries in your eyes, causing swelling and blurriness. By calming this internal fire with probiotics, you allow the eye to drain excess fluid and reduce the intraocular pressure that contributes to that heavy, tired feeling. Within 3 weeks of making this simple dietary change, Evelyn reported that the morning fog had lifted significantly, and for the first time in years, she pulled her easel out of the closet because the colors were starting to look crisp again. This isn't magic. It is the physiology of inflammation control, and Greek yogurt provides the high-quality protein and bacterial cultures necessary to soothe your system overnight, acting as the foundation for the other ingredients we are about to discuss. It is crucial, however, to choose plain Greek yogurt to avoid the vision-damaging spikes of refined sugar found in flavored varieties, as sugar is an inflammatory accelerant that would undo all the good we are trying to achieve. Snack number 2 is a common fruit that is often dismissed as just a breakfast food, but is actually a vital tool for regulating eye pressure and inducing restorative sleep, the humble banana. Now, you might be thinking that a banana is too simple to have such a profound effect on something as complex as your eyesight, But we need to talk about a patient named Harold who was suffering from significant anxiety about his intraocular pressure and the early signs of glaucoma. Harold described a sensation of fullness behind his eyes, a pressure that gave him headaches and made him feel like his field of vision was slowly narrowing, closing in on him like a tunnel. He was losing sleep over the fear of losing his sight, creating a vicious cycle where his lack of sleep prevented his eyes from draining fluid properly, which in turn increased the pressure. We introduced a banana into his bedtime routine for two critical reasons. First, bananas are rich in potassium, a mineral that is essential for maintaining the proper balance of fluids in the cells of the eye, helping to regulate the sodium-potassium pump that keeps your vision clear and prevents that dangerous pressure buildup. Second, and perhaps even more importantly for the overnight repair process, bananas contain tryptophan and magnesium, natural compounds that help relax the muscles and signal the brain that it is time for deep, restorative sleep. It is during this deep sleep phase that your eyes perform their most critical maintenance, flushing out waste products and repairing the tiny tears in the retinal tissue that occur from exposure to light during the day. After incorporating this simple snack, Harold not only found that he was sleeping through the night for the first time in years, but his follow-up appointments showed that his eye pressure had stabilized, and he described his vision as feeling lighter and more expansive, as if the tunnel had opened back up. This fruit acts as a dual-action agent, physically balancing the fluid chemistry within the eye while simultaneously sedating the nervous system to allow for maximum healing, proving that sometimes the most effective medicine is found in the produce aisle rather than the pharmacy. Moving on to snack number 3, we introduce a natural sweetener that does double duty as a protective shield for your macula: dates. This is where we address the specific concerns of patients like Eleanor, a spirited woman who loved to knit, but found that she was constantly dropping stitches because she could no longer see the fine details of the yarn, especially under artificial light in the evening. Eleanor was terrified that she was developing macular degeneration, a condition where the center of your vision begins to blur and darken, eventually leaving you unable to see faces or read text. She had heard about lutein and zeaxanthin, the internal sunglasses for the eyes, but she struggled to eat enough leafy greens during the day to make a difference. We introduced dates into her nightly routine, specifically pairing them with the other ingredients, because dates are a rich source of various antioxidants, including tannins and flavonoids, which work synergistically to protect the delicate photoreceptor cells in the retina from the oxidative stress caused by blue light exposure. While we often think of blue light as a modern problem from screens, it is also a component of sunlight and indoor lighting that bombards your eyes all day long, creating free radicals that rust your vision just like metal left out in the rain. The nutrient profile of dates helps to neutralize these free radicals, effectively placing a shield over the macula to prevent further degeneration. For Eleanor, the result was a subtle but profound shift. She noticed that the static in her central vision began to clear, and she was able to return to her knitting without the constant strain and fatigue that had plagued her for months. Dates also provide a quick, natural source of energy that helps the liver, an organ intimately connected to eye health in Chinese medicine, perform its detoxification duties while you sleep. By choosing this natural, fiber-rich sweetness over processed desserts, you are feeding your eyes the specific antioxidants they need to filter out high-energy light waves and preserve the sharpness of your central vision, ensuring that you can continue to enjoy the hobbies and independence that define your quality of life. Finally, we arrive at snack number 4, the crunchy, nutrient-dense finisher that seals the deal on your overnight vision restoration: sunflower seeds. These tiny seeds are one of the best natural sources of vitamin E, a nutrient that I often call the guardian of the eye membranes. To understand the power of vitamin E, I want to tell you about Walter, a grandfather who was heartbroken because he realized he could no longer clearly see the expressions on his grandchildren's faces when they were playing across the room. Walter described his vision as washed out, lacking contrast and vibrancy, a common symptom of oxidative stress damaging the cell membranes in the eye. Vitamin E is a potent antioxidant that specifically protects fatty acids, and since your retina has the highest concentration of fatty acids of any tissue in your body, it is incredibly susceptible to oxidation. Without enough vitamin E, the cell membranes in your eyes literally begin to break down and lose their integrity, leading to that washed-out, low-contrast vision that Walter was experiencing. By adding a handful of sunflower seeds to his bedtime snack, Walter was providing his body with the raw materials needed to rebuild and reinforce those cell walls overnight. Vitamin E works by patrolling the eye tissue and neutralizing the stray electrons that cause damage, effectively halting the aging process of the eye cells. After a month of consistent use, Walter came back to my office with a smile on his face, telling me that the world looked brighter and sharper, and that he could finally see the sparkle in his granddaughter's eyes again. This wasn't a placebo effect. It was the result of repairing the structural integrity of the retina at a cellular level. Sunflower seeds also contain zinc, which is vital for transporting vitamin A from the liver to the retina to produce melanin, a protective pigment in the eyes. This combination of vitamin E and zinc makes sunflower seeds an absolute powerhouse for preventing the progression of age-related vision loss and restoring the crisp, high-definition sight that you remember from your younger years. Now, you might be thinking that eating these 4 foods separately sounds like a lot of work, or you might be wondering how to integrate them into your nightly routine without feeling stuffed before bed, which brings us to the climax of our strategy, the 3-minute eye healing ritual that you to combine them into a single, synergistic bowl that amplifies the benefits of each component. Here is exactly what I want you to do, about 30 minutes before you plan to go to sleep. Take a small bowl, not a giant portion, just a small cup, of plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt. Slice half of a banana into the yogurt to provide that creaminess and potassium punch. Chop up 2 dried dates for sweetness and antioxidant protection, and sprinkle a tablespoon of raw, unsalted sunflower seeds on top for that critical vitamin E and crunch. This combination creates a perfect balance of protein, healthy fats, and fiber that stabilizes your blood sugar throughout the night, preventing the insulin spikes that can damage the tiny blood vessels in your eyes. When you eat this specific combination, you are creating a time-release capsule of nutrients that your body will digest slowly over the next 6 to 8 hours. As you drift off to sleep, the tryptophan from the banana kicks in to deepen your rest, while the probiotics from the yogurt begin to soothe your gut inflammation. As you enter the deep REM cycles, the vitamin E and antioxidants from the seeds and dates are transported through your bloodstream, crossing the blood-retina barrier to repair the oxidative damage sustained during the day. It is a ritual that signals to your body that the day is over and the healing has begun. You are not just having a snack. You are performing a medical intervention on yourself, one delicious bite at a time. The synergy here is key. The fat in the yogurt and seeds helps your body absorb the fat-soluble vitamins from the fruit, ensuring that every microgram of nutrition goes exactly where it is needed. I want you to imagine for a moment what it would feel like to wake up tomorrow morning, open your eyes, and see the numbers on your alarm clock with perfect clarity, without having to squint or rub your eyes. Imagine walking into your kitchen and seeing the individual leaves on the trees outside your window, or driving at night with the confidence that you can see every hazard on the road. This is not a fantasy. It is a biological possibility that is within your reach. We often treat our bodies as if they are machines that are destined to break down, resigning ourselves to the idea that blurry vision, aches, and pains are just the price of admission for getting older. But I am here to tell you that your body is not a machine that wears out. It is a living, resilient ecosystem that is constantly trying to repair itself, constantly striving for balance and health. The problem is not that your eyes are broken. The problem is that for years, perhaps decades, they have been deprived of the specific building blocks they need to maintain their function. By adopting this simple bedtime ritual, you are changing the narrative. You are moving from a place of fear of losing your license, fear of falling, fear of dependence, to a place of empowered action. You are telling your body that you are not done yet, that you are ready to see the world in all its vibrant detail for years to come. It is easy to dismiss simple solutions in favor of complex medical interventions, but true health is built on the daily, consistent habits that support our biology. These 4 snacks, Greek yogurt, bananas, dates, and sunflower seeds, are not just food. They are information. They tell your genes to express health, they tell your cells to repair, and they tell your eyes to see. So tonight, before you turn off the lights, I challenge you to try this. Go to your kitchen, prepare this small bowl, and eat it with the intention of healing. Give your body the tools it needs, and you might just be amazed at what it can do for you. Restoring your vision is not about finding a magic pill. It is about respecting the incredible intelligence of your own biology and fueling it with the power of nature. You have the power to protect your sight, to reclaim your independence, and to witness the beauty of your life with crystal clarity. If you found this information valuable, and if you are ready to take charge of your longevity, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and share this video with a friend who might be struggling with their vision. Together, we can rewrite the story of aging. We can choose to be vibrant, we can choose to be resilient, and we can choose to live stronger, longer. Your vision is your window to the world. Don't let the curtains close on it just yet. Take action tonight, and let your eyes thank you tomorrow.